Not so close! Hello! We're going camping. We're stuck in traffic at the moment, but it's good because we can have the windows down, there's nice weather, there's cicadas.
Hi! Now that we've gotten relatively up close and personal, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ingrid Anna, and we recently had a long weekend here in New Zealand where my partner Sam and I took a trip up to Northland. The first day we stopped in WAIRERE on the way to check out the KAURI gardens, waterfall and waterfront where Sam made friends with a local glassblower. We spent the night at WAIRERE Boulders campground where I made friends with some local cows and hiked around the boulders the next morning. On day 2, we stopped at OPONONI for a lunch and a swim before heading off to see TANE MAHUTA, New Zealand's largest kauri tree. That night, we camped at TROUNSON Kauri Park just north of Dargaville. We made the most of day 3 by stopping off at the amazingly beautiful KAURI lakes before heading back to Auckland. Let's go!
So we're currently in the WAIRERE Kauri garden, I think it's called. Just got a map of it there. We're gonna head up to some cactus gardens and then probably down to the lake. Apparently there's some longer walks that go all the way over to another kauri and to an art gallery, which would be cool. However, oh, I love this plant. However, it takes an hour and a half to get there apparently, and of course then you have to walk back another an hour and a half. And it's already the afternoon. We've been driving for quite a while. We still need to drive for quite a while more. Whoa, look at this tree. So we probably will give that a miss for this time. But maybe if we get to visit again in the future. Tunnel! Hello! 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 The outside world. We've just gone around the corner. It's not too far from the Kauri Park. There's the WAIRERE Falls! Yay! our campsite! WAIRERE boulders in Northland. Oh, I'm looking at myself and not in the lens. Yeah, so unfortunately, even though I brought my camping cooker, we're not able to cook because I wasn't able to get gas. Now, it's not that I forgot, the shop that sells it was closed. I did forget that today was a public holiday. But yeah, so Sam's currently making sandwiches for us and then we'll set up the tent. But look! Super nice! The first time. Oh, maybe this is not good. Good morning. So, it ended up raining last night, which wasn't what the weather report said, but I guess I should have known because New Zealand is kind of the land of 4 seasons in one day and things being unexpected. And unfortunately, I think my tent's getting a bit old because this didn't used to happen. But it actually had a bit of a leakage problem. So I've got a towel here, and that's because, I don't know if you can see, but there's definitely some moisture building up under the camping mat. So Sam ended up sleeping in the car, fair enough. But we woke up to this beautiful morning. Don't know if you can hear the cicadas. Now I'm just gonna dry out the tent a bit, get ready, go for a walk on the boulders. This is kind of a nature reserve. I think you can maybe make out, oh nah, the sun's there. But at the top of that sort of tree there's a big boulder. Don't know if you can see it, probably not. And then decide if we're gonna camp here another night or somewhere else. So we finally packed up everything. We're about to go on a walk through the WAIRERE boulders. I just thought I'd show you this. So in New Zealand we've got these trees called KAURI trees. They're really big native trees, however they're currently suffering from something called KAURI dieback, which is killing them. So in a lot of walks where you'll see KAURI trees, probably all of them actually, you'll see these little cleaning stations. So pretty much you just wipe all the soil, any soil off your shoes or all your gear really, give them a bit of a scrub and spray them with some disinfectant, and that way you'll keep the forest safe. So make sure you do that whenever you're walking around KAURI trees in New Zealand. While I wait for Sam to disinfect his shoes, I thought I'd show you a little bit more of this campground entrance. So they've got little veggie gardens here, which I assume they use privately, but they're very pretty. There's a cafe that's closed at the moment, probably because it's, you know, a long weekend. That's also where the entrance to the walks are. So if you're not camping, or even if you are camping in summer, the walks cost $15 for an adult, and there's cheaper prices for kids and students and concession card holders. There's also a COVID scanning sign there, so in New Zealand at the moment you always have to scan in everywhere, even though we're pretty COVID free. It's just to make sure that if there were another outbreak in the community that we'd be able to track where they've been and be able to quarantine everyone who needs to be quarantined really quickly. It's worked really well. And there's a little picnic table area and the landscape that we saw before. Some sheep. There's the cows over there, and over on that side is the campground. Cool. So we made it to the top of this ridge line, this place called Magic Rock, which is a really big rock kind of on top of the hill that we could see from the campsite. Anyway, really tired and sweaty now because we're in Northland and it's very hot in summer. Didn't film on the way up just because, you know, gotta conserve the camera battery and all. But saw some of those wee fairy houses, which was nice. A lot of cow poo. Yeah, on to the next location. Let's go! So unfortunately at this location the wind was a bit strong and my camera picked that up more than my voice. But to fill you in, we're at OPONONI now, which is a small town in Northland. It's famed for having a dolphin coming into the harbour, I think in the 1950s, which was very friendly. Oppo the dolphin, there's a statue of it which you'll see at the end of this clip. Yeah, nice sweet town, beachfront. You'll see the sand dunes in the background. I think those are the sand dunes you can go bodyboarding down, actually, which I have done a few years ago. But yeah, we stopped here for lunch. Sam went for a swim, enjoyed the sea views, and then we went on to the next location. So we've just arrived at TANE MAHUTA, or rather at the start of the walk for TANE MAHUTA, which is just on the other side of the car park there. You can see you have to go through another one of those like foot cleaning stations to protect from KAURI diving. Just waiting for Sam to get changed. He just went for a swim, and then we'll be on our way. Show you the walk. So unfortunately the audio didn't come through in this clip either, but I thought I'd keep it in just to show you how lovely this campsite was in the morning, and also the wee corner where we pitched our tent, right across from a paddock of sheep, where we could enjoy the golden sunrise and watch the stars. We even saw Elon Musk's Skylink, which gave me quite a fright. So my camera died. As you can see, the tent's now gone. Not sure where it cut off, but we're at TROUNSON KAURI Park campsite. So Department of Conservation is New Zealand government branch that kind of deals with conservation. Surprise, surprise. And they also run a bunch of usually very budget campsites. They're generally around $8 per person. This one's a bit more. Actually, it's quite a lot more. It's $20 per person. I expect that's because they've got actual flushing toilets, actual hot showers, which I've just had one. It was very nice. And there's a bushwalk right off it. Now I went on this bushwalk yesterday, but I didn't film. I'll just give you a very brief kind of glimpse of what it looks like. So, as per usual, there's kind of this disinfection area. And then there's this track that, it's a loop. It goes for around 30 minutes. When I went on it last night, I didn't know how long the loop went, and I didn't have my phone or anything with me, and it was getting dark, so I think I probably did most of it and then got scared and came back, so I never actually finished it. But some other campers went there when it was dark and they saw a lot of kiwis, which is cool. Anyway, I'll try and conserve this phone battery a little bit because we've still got some cool things to see today. The plan is to head to the Kaiiwi Lakes, which are nearby, and probably stop in Dargaville on the way back to Auckland. Finish up the long weekend. See you at the next stop. So just my luck that the final clip was also one where the audio unfortunately came through too distorted, but it does give me a chance to tell you a little bit something about the Kaiiwi Lakes. So that's where we are at the moment. We only stopped there briefly on our way back to Auckland, and I wish we could have camped there. There are 2 campsites there, and I fully intend to visit again. Sam, who's been to Greece before, said it reminded him of that, and I have to say the water was amazingly clear. It was really warm. There were lots of people, but not too many people. There was a wee cafe at the side. There were lots of families enjoying themselves. It was all around a lovely spot, and it looked like there was great biking and walk tracks around it too. After this, we drove back to Auckland. We took a brief stop in Dargaville for lunch, and then managed to avoid most of the traffic, which, if you have been in New Zealand during a long weekend, you'll understand what I mean. And came back home to reminisce about how great our holiday was. I hope you enjoyed.